Most anime fans will face three main arcs of finding anime: Freedom, Ascension, and oh shit, what is happening? During the Freedom arc, you could bam, run through the classics like everything was a classic. I think around this time I went through Bleach, Soul Eater, and Fairy Tail in 8 seconds flat, until years later I made a grave mistake by turning my brain on.
Tonight I'm gonna be the one to sleep with Issei.
Maybe I'm gay.
And so I ascended. During the Ascension arc, you begin to look at stuff a little bit more critically, and instead of wasting time on a bad anime, you search for higher quality stuff. My anime list, YouTube top 10s, and forums are to this day a passable way for finding new stuff. One issue: anime fans are the ones making these lists. They're the ones rating things and making top 10s. And anime fans think everything is good. I have exactly zero faith in what these animals have to say. Every top 10 will have the most glowy, spectacular, wondrous thumbnail in the world, and the dumbest shows you've ever seen, or extremely popular shows you've already seen. Shall we mosey on over to my anime list? Oh, Ass Class seems to be rated an 8.52. Surely Berserk wouldn't be. Okay, it's old. Okay, it's morbid. Okay, it's slow. These are in the same tier as Ass Class Season 2. How do I find good anime? What is wrong with society? How do I find good anime? Oh shit, what is happening? The point where this pops into your head is the moment where you begin to realize a lot of shows are overvalued, and there's just so much new stuff coming out, it's almost overwhelming. You have to try out all this just to find one or two things worth watching this season? I can't trust these ratings. The dude on YouTube don't even talk about the goddamn show that they used in the thumbnail. It's annoying for many. Some stop watching anime thinking they've seen everything. I read all the manga like 2 years ago, so that suck of shit has nothing to do with me. It's like a cheat code. I know all the good shows before they even come out, and I want to share it with you because it makes me happy. Yes, because it's fun, yes, but because it makes me money. Here's what's gonna happen. I've got a list of shows for you to try out that I actually had to think to put together. Try out the summary for every show. You might stumble upon something that sounds really interesting, or you can even skip a...
Wow!
It's safe not to talk about original anime with no manga or light novel attached to it. But when Madhouse and Mappa decided to join forces, I realized I might stumble upon something special. Takt Opt Destiny takes place in a near future where mysterious stones rain down from the sky and some Newgrounds characters begin to try to harness their power. More time passes, and different stones fall from the sky along with deadly monsters that terrorize Earth. The messed up part is that these monsters are attracted to human noises, so no one in the world can play any type of music. And let me tell you, every black lunch table I've ever sat at would go first. Portable speakers, beats made out of the most random shit, unwarranted, unconsensual freestyles. The monsters would know we were there. The main character is a guy named Takt, who works together with a girl named Destiny to kill these monsters and bring music back into the world. But that's the least interesting part. When they talk, I go... The fights, the action is gorgeous. Easily the best this season. This chick has a laser or something, another has some sort of gun that turns monsters into salt. I'll just let you watch. The voice acting's pretty good, the music is of course nice, and while the story isn't great, it's tolerable so far. 3 episodes in, I don't think the show is going to be a classic, but definitely something to watch. See if you like it and report back. A girl from an unimportant village is kidnapped while her family burns to a crisp. Shipped and packaged for these men's enjoy. Damn! I'm not saying they should have burned that village. I'm just saying I understand. Hey, so there's a slave auction where anonymous aristocrats are buying women. They each step up to advertise their bodies to the men. No injuries, no cavities, let's bid. This girl takes note of all their sick gazes, pulls out a gun and fucking shoots a guy in his chest. Blam! Blam! Ooh, what's going on? Kablooey! You've been double-crossed from the beginning. The lady that runs the auction tries to run away, but there's a sniper laying in wait and boom! Oh, well, we're back in stinky old Earth. The real plot is about an OG assassin from another world. From the beginning to the end of his life, he was brought up as a tool for an organization of assassins, suppressing his emotions. But when he finally dies after being betrayed by the organization, those old memories jump back into him alongside regret and frustration. And it just so happens that one of the gods could use some assassinating in another world. He gets to pick his own skills, bring back his own knowledge, and formulate a team all in order to assassinate the hero of that world. Fights, story, and characters are all pretty decent. It's at its best when you're watching an assassin weave his way in and out of difficult situations. How do you kill a guy who's indestructible? How do you make magic? How do you twerk so well? These are questions people are asking me. But also things we see the main character create unique answers for. You've probably seen a million isekai by now. This show is fun because of the main character's approach and expertise inside of that stupid world we keep seeing. He essentially has to snake his way into the hero's inner circle to find a way to kill someone who should be invincible. This show is more entertaining than the Slime and Shield ones when it's not being stupid. The story does get a bit distracted. He goes undercover and invents skincare, or the time when his mom lays by his bedside to watch his morning wood go up. Or this, yuck. This isn't why I'm watching. I'm here for the assassin stuff, the magic fights where the main character chains together an extremely smart combination of magic that you never would have thought of, which is why I'm extremely happy with the adaptation so far. A lot of the stupid stuff has been cut through like butter with these first 2 episodes. From what I can tell so far, the anime loosely follows the manga and is handling the story in a much more mature way by fleshing out the characters and removing the nonsense. This adaptation has a very bright future, and I hope the rest of the episodes don't disappoint me. Now get a pen out for the title. The world's finest assassin gets reincarnated in another world as an aristocrat. Was that as stupid for you as it was for me? Let's just knock out the other isekai. The Faraway Paladin is an intimate story about a boy named Will. Will is raised by 3 dead warriors, Blood, Gus, and Mary. It's not a conventional birth, but one that teaches him combat, magic, and the ways of the world. In essence, it allows Will to be a bad motherfucker. His training ramps up as he grows towards mastery in every field, and he starts to really grow into a new family. Moments packed with love and careful character writing make the Faraway Paladin stand out. There's little clues that something's off about these 3. Usually nothing obvious, but enough to make you feel uneasy. The Faraway Paladin is different than a lot of stuff I see coming out. There's amazing fights, the world is deep, I love these characters. It's different because it has intelligent storytelling. There's only 1 episode out as I'm writing this, so beware that anything is subject to change. But as someone who talked about the story 3 years ago, it's beautiful, dude. Check out the first episode. I'm sure people are going to be talking about this one all season. And you're going to be talking about NordVPN all week once I'm done with you. Oh, sorry, I was staring a little deeply into your eyes. Here's a few things that I love about Nord. Their mobile app allows me to mask my internet traffic no matter where I am or what Wi-Fi I want to connect to. Picture this. In theory, I could connect to a fucking Popeyes Wi-Fi. Now, I wouldn't do so because I believe Popeyes is dangerous and delicious, but the point is, no one would be able to steal the data on my phone. Secondly, I can bypass all kinds of stuff with a VPN. Region-locked streaming services. In school, I used to play Roblox and cheat the site blocking features, and let's just say that this video would be impossible to make in the same way without a VPN. Third, I use some sites that I don't want anyone to ever know about. And Nord pretty much takes all that internet usage, locks it up, and throws away the key just as they should. They offer a zero logs VPN service, which means that they don't keep any of your surfing. That's a big one for me. And fourth, if you use code SCAMBOLIA at checkout or click my link, you can get a 2-year plan with 1 month free. Grab the deal, bro. 14 years later, Platinum End is digging out that classic Death Note style, because it's written by the guy who made Death Note. Mirai's parents died in a freak accident, leaving him in the custody of his aunt and uncle. They turn him into a slave who endures starvation, constant beatings, theft, and so on until he reaches his breaking point. Angels, mind games, murder. The show's about 13 humans who've been selected as candidates to become the new god. To us, this means that the main character gets a set of wings and an arrow that can make anyone fall madly in love with him. To Mirai, this means he's been given life, and to others it means, was it 14 bitches at the same time? But once that excitement dies down, it slowly sinks in that there's an easy way to beat the other 12 contestants and become god. I just gotta kill them. There's people who actively hunt others to ensure they're the chosen one in the end. This is where that Death Note thing comes into play. They drop super creative strategies with the rules they've been given. It's like a moving chess game where plot twists and fuckery are expected. I do have some problems with the show. The art, kinda mid. What the fuck? You got that classic anime character going crazy shot? Yeah, this is definitely me when I'm going through withdrawals. And the main character, Mirai, is such a wimp. He's the type of guy to make me stop stealing from Walmart. Fuck you, and fuck these people, Mirai. It's insured. I can't keep letting personal matters into my videos, I apologize. But there seems to be a distinct lack of polish compared to Death Note in many areas. There's a few goofy plot points, including the villain's backstory, but don't let that dissuade you from trying it out. It's on this list because I think it has a lot of potential. I had a ton of fun reading up on it, and I can't shake the feeling that the story's building up to a dreadful conclusion. Although the anime adaptation seems a little shaky, if that doesn't end up being good, you still get a really entertaining manga out of it, so check out the first episode and let me know what you think. Beware, this anime isn't a verified Scamboli Hood classic. I don't think the Hood is messing with this one at all. Tell me what the Hood would say if they caught me staring at this and commenting, "That thigh squish is sexy." Edit. To further qualify my comment, IMO, the right amount of squish on soft body parts and partially realistic inertia in breasts and butts is How could I look Kendrick in the face after commenting that shit? What would J. Cole say of me? But dude, the hype around the story about a year ago was unreal. Every day on the manga subreddit, there was propaganda all over your screen. It was rated first by Anime Japan in a list of most wanted adaptations. But an anime was thought impossible when people on Reddit began repeating other Redditors who said it was impossible. The anime is pretty cool if you're into this sort of thing. Komi-san is a school idol who everyone admires to an almost obsessive degree. Tadano is just an average dork. After being gravely intimidated by Komi with these bitchy stares and ominous silence, you know the title, he finds out that Komi isn't a silent goddess, she just struggles to talk to people. All the stares actually freak her out. Komi is a normal person who's paralyzed at the thought of speaking. Upon talking to Tadano through a chalkboard, she reveals her goal of overcoming her disorder and making 100 friends. It's a cute, romantic comedy in which Komi gets in the darndest situations because of her awkwardness. For example, when she tries to tell some guy he dropped his keys, what comes out is, and in the mind of a manga person, this gets translated to, "Last time some retard did this to Najimi, I murdered him using nothing but the keys to his spare house." And that's how she earned a new friend. In the anime, there's a really high commitment to the bits. I'm usually pretty stone-faced watching anime, but I gotta admit the level of detail in these jokes is kind of funny. The story is told in a slice-of-life type format where nothing important really happens, but that's okay. You're watching to see the relationships of all the characters slowly beginning to bloom, and Komi's flustered reactions to it all. You're also watching because she's thick as sludge. Notice how I said, you're watching. I will not be. Unlike you, I care about what Kendrick thinks. Blue Period is a lot of things for me. It's inspirational, ambitious, beautiful. The main character Yaguchi is good at everything. He's social, good looking, and has grades good enough to get into any school he wants. But even then, he lives in a gray world parading behind a mask. Socializing is just a matter of putting on an act. Studying just requires you to spend a lot of time doing it. These two things are simple to Yaguchi, so he feels empty until he gets lost. Nope, we're back to shitty high school time. He's carrying his drunk-ass friends around like one might do with a Hispanic elder at a house party. Shout out to Uncle Angel. On the way home, he looks up at the sky and sees Shibuya in a new light. It's actually pretty.
早朝の渋谷ってさ、なんかいいよな。あ？ゴミ臭くね？
Now he's in art class, still thinking about that painting he saw, and still thinking of the sky he saw. The teacher tells him to draw his favorite scenery, and the brush came to life to scream about that sleepy atmosphere, that faintly blinding glow, the feeling of starting a new day, all things that he couldn't tell his friends that day. Yaguchi's gray world was suddenly flush with blue. Blue Period is a hood classic by every metric. It's something that anyone who's ever tasted true passion can relate to, and I have a feeling that if the rest of the anime can keep up this quality, it's gonna light a fire under a lot of people's asses.
俺の心臓は今動き出したみたいだ。
Hey, there's another anime out this season that's really good, and I've already done a video on it. Here's my Mushoku Tensei video, and this season's gonna go crazy. Thanks for watching. Peace.